On the matter of the Sahara reporters, we are getting, we've done a lot of work for the past 24 hours. I was in the palace when I saw that article, so I had to excuse myself from the palace so that I can quickly go and do a rejoinder. Along the line this morning, I had some briefs of what the Sahara reporters were actually referring to. The said Umuada or so that they were referring to has nothing to do with Roland Ahoy. There are 3 other Umuadas. 2 of them were arrested. 1 of them is on the run. I'm going to call their names very soon. We don't have anything to start hiding again. There are so many atrocities that have been perpetrated by a lot of Edo sons in the palace that we are no longer going to be interested in hiding names. Has caused a lot of people to do whatever they do and go scot-free. So we're going to be talking about addressing someone definitely had briefed Sahara reporters, and we are finding out the person who did it. By God's grace, by the power of God and our ancestors, in the next 48 hours, we should be able to know who went to tell Sahara reporters the news report that they told. And Sahara reporters, being a very stupid media outlet, did not do a proper research. Instead, they posted based on a report that was given by some unscrupulous element that has completely ruined the palace. Corrupt-minded, stupid young people who, anyway, the young man that was on the picture that was on the picture that Sahara reporter posted is currently he's currently remanded in the prison. Funny enough, that boy is not even up to 20 years. I heard it's about 18, 19. His name is Oghoghho something. I've forgotten. I'm trying to remember now. One of his name is Oghoghho. The picture that Sahara reporters posted is actually one of the Umuadas. He has been arrested by the palace. He's in to be prosecuted to go to jail. Haven't found. There's no way he will not be found guilty. No, it's much more than that, Mr. Kwase. The young boy that was posted the picture, one of his name is Oghoghho. The investigation that has been carried out on him, simply states that a young man who is not up to 20 has a property worth over 100 million, a house in GRA in Benin. Has bought cars for all his friends, has so many words by stealing so much from the palace. This is not Roland. I'm not even talking about Roland. The picture that those guys, that Sahara reporters put arrow on, is a young boy. He's one of the Umuada. Yes, it's not only Roland that was arrested, that was being convicted. Roland matter is with the EFCC. But these other ones, 3 of these people, I'm going to mention them. One of them is Oghoghho. The other one is Bright. I'm trying to remember their names. And one of them is Egosa Obo. I think that's his name on social media. It's Egosa Obo. These guys had amassed stupendous wealth by stealing from the palace for the past 15 years. So they were only recently caught. 2 of them were caught, the bride and the young boy, which is not, the guy is not even up to 20, was caught, and they are being prosecuted for the crimes committed against the palace, for stealing and amassing stupendous wealth for themselves. And the third one, Kodege, is currently on the run. Anonio Ogete is the head of that sort of a confraternity of criminals in the palace. We are doing cleansing of the palace. Every single perpetrators of atrocities and crimes in Benin Kingdom via through the palace, we are all going to fish them out, and we are going to arrest all of them and allow the full course of the law take its full place. So because of all of these young boys have been able to get some words, we feel that some of them might have been able to give wrong information to Sahara reporters. They have been victimized. Victimized a young boy having a house worth over 100 million. Inside GRA. And the useless Sahara reporter said that they are being victimized. A young boy who has never worked in his life stole all of those those elements completely ruined the palace. And now we are getting to start fishing all of them out so that all of them will be properly dealt with. All of them will be properly dealt with. Some of them will go to jail and spend 10 years, 15 years to serve as a deterrent to any other younger Umuadas or Ibieroga, as the case may be. So this is some of the things that have been going on. For whatever reasons, we have kept quiet because we didn't want it to get to the public. But when I was being briefed this morning, I told them that we have to let our people know that yes, there were people who had. We have to let our people know that there were people who are sworn that they are going to bring down the palace. In short, even anyway, I shouldn't say that. There are some certain things I will not just say. If not, I wanted to say some couple of some certain things. But yeah, like I told them that there are some certain things that I don't think that we should be keeping anymore, because the people have to know that a lot of so-called Benin people or Edo people had used the name of the palace for several wrong reasons. And the present monarch is trying to sanctify all of these things. And because they are no longer having an avenue to steal, they have now resolved that they must bring down the palace. Because that they will no longer be able to condole their excesses. So, is it now a crime to arrest a criminal and allow these are not mercies. In Regania, they are being prosecuted in High Court, criminal court 1. If you want to go and follow the case, go and follow the case. They had made confessions. One of them was stealing a traditional beads of the Oba of Benin. A lot of it were found. in one of them's apartment. Then they think people like us will keep quiet, saying that the present monarch is so concerned in eradicating the rot that he met when he ascended the throne of his forefathers. So these are so many other things kind of, as for now, happened. And anybody who think he or she has used the palace name to commute one abomination of the other, I can assure you, we're going to look for you, we're going to hunt you down wherever you are, and we're going to use the weight of the full law against he or she. So that is the situation that we are now. So the useless Sahara reporters referred to those Umuadas. He didn't even know that the Umuada he was referring to, that he pointed arrow, is richer than him. That guy is richer than Sowore. If it was a society that works, the society that Omoyeware the second Ogininga is trying to create that works, a 19-year-old person having property worth more than over 300 million. That young boy, the Sahara reporter, said that he's been victimized. He's richer than Sowore. And now we're trying, the security agencies is trying to ask him, how did you get these words? That has nothing to do with the Oba of Benin. They were handed over to the police because of these are their crimes. It is left for the security agencies to do their investigation, and they have done their investigations. And these are some of the things that, these are some of the findings that came out. These are some of the confession, all right, that these people made. These are the confessions that these people made. Now, Iyama pointed Haroma is called OGHOGHO, something I've forgotten his name. A small boy, might say 20 years. He has a house worth 100 million in GROA. He make Zozo Uwa Kiaboto. May 10 million account. A small boy, not my Dopiai, is having 100 million, and people are not concerned. I heard he has over 30 commercial buses. No, Quingo Vigone. He has near to a Yaris, or maybe 30 who were doing. All his friends, the Delta State University Abraka, he bought cars. That the guy has over 8 cars in his compound. A boy that is less than 20 years. Imagine if a boy that is less than 20 years can amass that kind of wealth. What is left with the other two? What is left with the other two? And the useless Sahara reporters is saying that they are being victimized. As in, how? Nogundogbe, Sowore. Anyway, we are going to sue Sahara reporters until he tells us, under the condition that he tells us who told him of these things. We want to know, and that is want to investigate. We want to know. Agitame Sowore all of these informations. This is what is otherwise concerned about. We want to know, because from the information, Sowore has told someone reliably that it was an insider, someone from the palace, that gave that report. So we want to know, because now we want to do a complete cleansing. In the next 1 year, all of this matter is going to die down. All of these propagandas. And because we are going to fish all of them out, and we're going to naked them in public. Only those who genuinely love this land will now have rights of stay in the palace. The snitches, the bastards, have a you know, because I wouldn't call these people Edo people. We are going to fish all of them out. We are going to naked them in public. The useless Sahara reporter said that the Oba of Benin is engaging on modern day slavery. Let me educate him a little bit. Who the Umuadas are? Umuadas are scepter bearers. They are not paupers. In short, they are more powerful than most of the chiefs, if not all. They don't have limitations in the palace. Where anybody can enter, Umuadas can enter. They don't have limitations. They are that useful. They are that powerful. They are the only people that have direct access to the Oba of Benin. There are other sections, we also call it Bieruga. They also have access to the Oba of Benin though. But they are not as viable as this. What we call Adoati everybody, even in the immediate family of Sowore, there are people, there are his cousins who came to stay with probably his uncle or his father. It's just like calling one young boy from Inewi to come and learn trade with one man in Lagos, another Igbo man from Inewi in Lagos. And you call that slavery. And in this case, they are not taken, they are volunteered. You know, it's a pride. It's a prize. Like, I remember then when the present Yasser of Benin told me that how he was Ogwomadianyawahi. It's a pride there for you to have your child staying with a prominent member of your family. It's a pride. It's like the greatest fulfillment. Not to think about having the rarest of the privilege of becoming a ward of the Oba of Benin. Families queue to have their young sons, being volunteered in the services of the Oba of Benin. And these people, they have only that they don't come out of the palace. Their life revolves for a particular year, revolves around the palace in the services of the monarch himself. They go to school. That's why there's a primary and there's a secondary school inside the palace. Upon graduation, these people can decide to be medical doctors, can decide to be whoever they want to be with a full-time scholarship. And those who want to go into trading are being aided by the palace. Money are being given to them to go and start trade. So these people couldn't have been slaves. Some of the monarchs, some of the kingdoms that traces their ancestry to Benin, some of them came to the palace, the Oba Benin palace, to learn the rudiments of kingship. some as an Umuada, as Oba scepter bearer. Two kings in Yoruba land, one of the Dejis of Akure, one of the Olowo of Owo, had served in the capacity of an Umuada in the palace of the Oba of Benin, where they learned the rudiments of kingship before, when their father died, they were allowed to return back to their various kingdom and become kings in Yoruba land. The facts and figure are all there. Is that the people that these idiots refer to as slaves? I spoke about in my rejoin that talked about Iseno Utekon. Was one of the most dignified hero of Benin Kingdom. Was an Umuada. One of the greatest warriors that has ever fought for Edo land, Asoro, was an Umuada. We have had my mentor, his grandfather and his father was an Umuada before they graduated to become a secretary of Benin Traditional Council. Even the present day the present day secretary of Benin Traditional Council, who is a civil servant, who is being paid by the civil servant, was an Umuada. We have had Umuadas being medical doctors, we have had Umuadas being engineers, we have had Umuadas. There's a particular Umuada, I've forgotten his name, he's an associate professor in University of Benin. Is this what Sahara reporters regards as modern day slavery? So, I do not understand a media who does not care to find out the truth before he put it out. As sensitive as that issue, Sowore and his useless Sahara reporters did not do a proper investigation before they put things like this. Yet, he vilified our revered monarch, the Oba of Benin, as practicing modern day slavery. So I don't even know where to start, as a matter of fact, because I don't even know the kind of amount of ignorance, the kind of toxic bile coming out from the mouth that I read. I don't understand. But however it is, they will come to prove to us very soon some of these lies they propagated. They're not going to go scot-free on this matter. I'm not going to go scot-free on this matter until they prove all of those things that they alleged. They'll have to prove how the Umuadas are slaves and all of that. So I don't, like I said, I'm not going to spend so much time on this matter. I'm not going to spend so much time on this matter. I'm not going to even spend time. I'll just I'll make the video very short. I don't think it should be more than 1 hour. But the point must be made very clearly. The Umuadas, I explained Omu, Umo, Umuada. It's a plural. More than one scepter bearer. Omoe, it's singular. Umuada, Umuada. Umuada is singular. Umuada is plural. They are scepter bearers. the OVAs of the Urobos. They don't have anybody that flags the Ada must have a carrier of it. OVAs of Urobos. Some Obis in some Delta and part of Igbo land. The Olowore, it has its own scepter bearer. Sowore, in his stupid mind, ever accused all of those people as being slaves to these monarchs. We own the system. Every other person's borrow the system from us. What is unique, what people do not understand about the Umuadas is this. Let me make it very clear. Some people do not understand when I say they are very powerful. What people do not understand is this. You see, we have Obaewaye II. Then we have a crown prince. The next Oba, crown prince Ezelehai. You see, all of the matters of the palace, everything going on in the palace, the crown prince is not aware of it. That is the norm. The next to be Oba does not contribute or does not decide or does not influence the decisions of the palace. On the palace matter, even an Ibiwe chief is higher in magnitude and in decision making in the palace than the crown prince. So the crown prince is only taught the rudiment of kingship, what it takes to be a king, but he's not taught the day-to-day activities of the palace. He's not taught. So that is why when a new Oba comes into the palace, he must be taught the rudiments of the palace, the intricacies of the palace, the governance of the palace for the first 5 years. And who do you think will teach these monarchs, these new monarchs? They are the Umuadas. That is why they are very close to the Oba. They will be the only one that will tell him, along with some other strategic chiefs. So you cannot call these people that have so much information about the history, the tradition of the palace as slaves. That is one of their number one function. That is their secondary function. Their primary function, aside being a scepter bearer, they are also to introduce the palace to the new monarch. Yet, the useless Sowore said they are slaves. How can these people who knows too much be slaves? They are not slaves. Vogi doba anawo oyamo ovien. Vogi doba anawo onaya movien here. A lot of you haven't you heard about that parable? If you have not heard about that parable, but that parable encapsulates the concept of slavery, that there was never at any point in history did any Oba of Benin engage in slave trade. Never. At any point in history has any Oba agreed or practiced slave trading. Because slave trade was an instrument of greed. Some chiefs did try, some succeeded, some powerful chiefs in different eras of the Obas did try to engage in slave trading. But the Oba never did. None of the Obas did. Edonata wogi doba ana ona ya movie here. What do the Oba need? What do the Oba want that he doesn't have? That he will sell his servants. What do the Oba want that he doesn't have? He have everything. So if the Obas of the old did not practice slave trading at the time they were that powerful, at the time that they were that very independent, at the time that they had everything, they had the power, they had the wherewithal to do it. Is it now that they don't have that power anymore? Is it now that they are not independent anymore that they will not engage in slave trades? So these are some of the issues that I wanted to talk about. So those guys, it's not even Roland Dehoy that Sahara reporter was referring to. It was those three guys. One is called OGHOGHO, the other one is called, I think, Brighty Mose. Yes, I remember his second name now. Brighty Mose. Well, the first one is OGHOGHO something. I've forgotten his other name. That's the one that Sahara showed his picture. Then the second one is Brighty Mose. Then the third one is I think they said his Facebook page is Egosa Obo. That's his Facebook page. It is that is their leader, is on the run. Then the other two, they are currently in the police net for the crime and criminality that they have committed against the palace and Benin Kingdom in general. No. The issue of Roland is as guilty as charged. I don't defend thieves. I don't defend proliferators of our history. I don't defend anybody. If you know me very well, I'm not trying to anybody, but what I'm just saying, if you know you are a criminal, if you know you have been subverting the judgment from the palace, or if you know that you've been using the palace to give judgments that the palace did not give, the palace is coming for you. We will no longer have room for thieves and criminals.